2 decades later, and Warcraft is still making headlines. What up, viewers? What up? What up? Today is Friday, January 31st, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. Like I said, Warcraft 3 Reforged is finally here after being delayed out of last year. I believe it was supposed to come out before the end of 2019, and now it is finally released. We didn't have to wait long. It's kind of our first big game of the year. I don't know how you feel about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And also, this is PC only, and a $30 game, so maybe that's still wrong. Maybe we haven't had a big game this year yet so far, which is why everybody's looking for other games to play. Anyway, Warcraft 3 Reforged is out. This is a remaster of the 2002 Warcraft 3 that came out. I remember getting that. That was a 6th grade graduation gift for me. So you guys can do the math to see how old I am. But yeah, I played this game. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm currently working my way through Plague Tale, which just recently went free on Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, and then after that, I hope to make up a series playing through Warcraft 3 Reforged. So hopefully you guys are checking that out. But I read a couple reviews, and a couple people are giving it a little bit of crap. I don't believe the Metacritic was out for it, so we don't have a Metacritic number. But some people are saying that Blizzard overpromised and underdelivered, that some of the story beats were going to be changed to be more in line with Warcraft lore, that it was going to be more than just a reskin and a high fidelity polishing. But Blizzard did their normal thing and they polished the hell out of it, and it looks really good. I've seen a couple of the side-by-side images. I'm really looking forward to playing the game. But yeah, some of the people say that Blizzard kind of under-promised on that. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the time I watch the trailers and I watch all that kind of stuff. I don't really watch the dev interviews to see what they promise is gonna come in this game and what they don't. So a lot of the times that doesn't bother me, but I haven't gotten my hands on it yet, so maybe my opinion will change after that. But I am looking forward to playing it. Blizzard can keep reselling me all of my childhood just like Nintendo can, because they're Blizzard and I've been playing their games since I was 4, so if not sooner. Moving right along, Pokemon got some big news this week. We got some more information about what Pokemon Home is going to be like. So I believe Pokemon Bank already exists, and this is a cloud-based service where you can store Pokemon in the cloud between all of the different Pokemon games. And then Pokemon Home is replacing that. I don't quite know how the two jibe together, but it is a subscription service where you can upload all your Pokemon to the cloud. There's free, and then there is the paid subscription. I don't remember how much the paid subscription is, but the free version only allows you to trade or store 50 Pokemon, and then the subscription service allows you to store 6,000 or something crazy. So, and then there's also a trading service, but you can only do a little bit of trading using Pokemon Home if you have the free service, and then you can trade indefinitely if you have the subscription service. But Pokemon is getting a subscription service for all those Pokemon you wanted to store up in the cloud. I remember I transferred all of my Pokemon Go Pokemon to Pokemon Let's Go, and it took me 4 hours. So this is definitely a service that is necessary, but I don't know that I'm into Pokemon enough to be paying for that. But if you are, let me know what you think of it. A slew of earnings calls. It's that time of the year where the end of year earnings calls are happening. So EA had theirs, Microsoft had theirs. The big one I wanted to talk about was Nintendo. They had theirs, and they talked about the live to date Switch game sales top 10. I only have the top 5 listed here, but a lot of them weren't surprising. I knew a couple of these because I think they've been shaken out this way. Top of the list is Mario Kart 8 with 23 million units sold. Smash Bros with 17.7 million units sold. Super Mario Odyssey beat out Breath of the Wild at 16.6 million and 16.3 million. And then rounding out the top 5 is Pokemon Sword and Shield, already up to 16 million units sold. So in like 9 weeks, because this is all as of the end of the year. In about 9 weeks, they sold 16 million units. So that's selling like hotcakes. No wonder they're making a TV show about it. Yeah, I think I saw an article talking about the Nintendo Switch live to date units sold, and that it just passed the what did it just pass? The Wii U or something like that? I don't remember. It had like 52 million units sold, so you can figure out those attach rates. Mario Kart 8 being the top of the list. Plague Inc. is a video game that simulates viruses. I haven't actually played it. I think it's on mobile game or on Steam or somewhere. But people are using it to model out the coronavirus, the recent outbreak that's spreading from like China and Eastern Asia and spreading partially into the U.S. or something. Yeah, people are using this. People are using this like this disease video game simulation to learn more about this virus, which I think is kind of creative and interesting. But the devs have come out and they've said, don't use it. It's not a scientific model. That's not what the game's intended for. It's to simulate fake diseases. It's not necessarily a CDC official simulation of how diseases are spread. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, the coronavirus, people want to know more information. We can all sleep now that we've gotten, or the mystery of how much Ninja got paid to switch to Mixer has gotten narrowed down to a smaller window. Someone close to the deal says that it costs somewhere between 20 to 30 million, which, you know, Microsoft is a drop in the bucket, but it is a big deal as far as a lot of yeah, I don't know, like that's a huge deal. A lot of these, and now that I wonder how influencers are gonna think about themselves in perspective of this 20 to 30 million for the Mixer deal with Ninja. But we're getting closer. It might get an exact value one day, but I always had it in my head that it was closer to 10, but I'm not a deal-making businessman, so yeah, it seems like a lot of money. And enough that I can understand. I can still kind of understand why they did it, but I still don't quite see that they're reaping the benefits of Ninja being on their platform. But I think most of that will come to light around Halo Infinite time. I think that's really why they made the deal now, so that they can build up his numbers on Mixer, and then when Halo Infinite launches, he was a competitive Halo player, so it made a lot of sense. So I figured that's one of the main reasons they were kind of pushing it out for the long term more than just initial response. There is a new Switch model coming out. I really think that Nintendo is hitting the Animal Crossing really hard. It's probably their biggest game that's going to be released this half of the year, the first half of the year. But there's an Animal Crossing version of the Switch. It comes with a sky blue and light green controller, and it comes with a dock that has a picture of a bunch of the Animal Crossing characters on it. It looks really cool. The dock and the Joy-Cons are going to be sold separately in Japan only, but apparently you can buy, if you're really into Animal Crossing and don't already own a Switch, you can get the whole console here in the States. Now that it's the end of January, we're moving into February. Both Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus have announced their games for next month. I'm excited for the February PS Plus games, BioShock Collection and Sims 4. I'll give you a hint on which ones, which of the two I'm a big fan of. Hint. But yeah, I already have it on. I already have the BioShock Collection on the Switch, or no, not on the Switch. I already have the BioShock Collection for PlayStation 4. So, doesn't do me any good. But if you want to pick up the BioShock Collection, I highly recommend it. BioShock is one of my favorite series of all time. And it comes with all the DLCs, so if you want to pick that up, that is free with PS Plus for next month. And then Games with Gold has TT Isle of Man, which is a motorcycle racing game, and that is for the first half of the month. Games with Gold kind of switches it up where they have one that's free for the first half, one that's free for the second half. And for the second half of the month, they have Call of Cthulhu, which came out, I don't know if it came out last year or the year before, but I never picked up that game. I'm really interested in Call of Cthulhu. I've played the tabletop RPG and a bunch of other games that are Cthulhu, that are Eldritch related, a lot of the board games too. So I think it looked like fun, and I never picked it up, so it might be another game that I'm playing in the first quarter of the year. Atari, the first gaming console manufacturer, everyone's heard of Atari, needs no introduction, but they are doing an Indiegogo campaign to open up like half a dozen to a dozen hotels, Atari Hotels. I didn't look at too much into the details of what this means, but they're planning on having them in Las Vegas and Denver and a bunch of big places, San Francisco. I don't remember them all off the top of my head, but Atari is working on making hotels. So that was just a weird thing that I saw this week, and I had to talk about it. Let me know what you think of that down below in the comments. The next Torchlight game has gotten a rename. It was originally Torchlight Frontier, and I believe they were doing a free-to-play model, and they were going to have like cosmetic and updates and kind of loot boxes. And after getting community feedback, they've decided to switch it over to a premium SKU. So they're going to have a $60 game, or I don't know if it's going to be a $60 game, but they're going to have a full retail price game. It's going to be called it's going to be called Torchlight 3, and I played the first Torchlight. I really enjoyed it. It's very much a Diablo clone, but it's really fun. It's kind of come into its own. So if you're interested in a Diablo-esque game that's coming out this year, I think it's actually coming out it's coming out this year. I think that's what the video promised, is that it's coming out this year. Torchlight 3 coming out this year. Last but certainly not least, Wizards of the Coast has worked its way into making its own gaming studio made up of ex-BioWare employees, and they are working on a sci-fi narrative RPG. So knowing that it's BioWare kind of people, they know RPGs very well, they know narrative very well, and they know sci-fi very well. They got the Mass Effect series, other than I liked Andromeda, but a lot of people did not. But yeah, Wizards of the Coast getting into the video gaming space other than, Magic Arena, although they've been licensing out the D&D property a lot, so I think Wizards of the Coast is really looking to get into the gaming space, and I'm happy for it because I generally like what they do. I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon with Arena, but I love D&D related stuff, and looking forward to whatever they put out, especially since I know that it's coming from some of the people's behind BioWare's games. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this content. If you do, like, follow, and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch. Links down below in the description, so you can see more great content like this. If you've seen any of my playthroughs, I really appreciate you stopping by and watching those. Let me know what you think of those or this down below in the comments. Thanks again. Hope you have a super day. Hope you have a super weekend. And I hope you have a super day. Bye!